what sets me apart from most of the speakers that you're hearing from today is that I'm not involved with a nonprofit. So I'm one of the founders of Warby Parker, and we're very much a for-profit company. And we're an eyewear brand. So we sell our own brand of glasses directly to consumers online for a fraction of the price of what you would pay in a retail store. And before I founded Warby Parker, I was a management consultant and investment banker. And I founded the company along with 3 buddies while we were getting our MBAs at what could be considered the bastion of capitalism, the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. And so why am I up here talking about social entrepreneurship? And the reason is that from day one, we wanted to create an organization that wasn't just measured on the profits that we generate, but really by the positive impact that we have on the world. And we wanted to create a brand and a company that we were proud of going to work for every day and that we as consumers would want to buy from. And so while we're unapologetically a for-profit company, we also just want to act and use our organization as a vehicle to create positive change in the world. And if you look historically, I think the world was really very black and white. So on one hand, you had for-profit corporations that were really focused on a singular objective, and that was maximizing shareholder value and generating profits by selling products or services. And on the other hand, you had nonprofits that were out there to help those in need and were really measured by the impact they had on various causes. And consumers, when they were spending their money, had to make a choice. You could either buy a product that you wanted, or you could donate to a cause that you supported. And idealistic employees had to make a choice as well. Do I go work for an organization where I have the potential to earn a lot of money in the corporate world? Or do I go work for a nonprofit, for an organization that's really going to make me feel good about what I'm doing on a daily basis? And it was really one or the other. And we fundamentally believe that these lines are blurring, and that going forward, organizations of all types really need to be active problem solvers, and that profits and acting in a socially responsible manner don't have to be mutually exclusive. And the world's problems are so massive today that we can't just rely on nonprofits to solve them, that we really need to act together, and every organization needs to get involved to solve these massive issues, whether it's providing work to people living on less than $3 a day, or providing clean water to those that need it most. And by the same token, we think that it's just good business. So in today's world where consumers are constantly connected through smartphones and social media and have access to more information than they ever have, we're finding that consumers really want to support and they want to work for organizations that share their same philosophies. And so we think it's really competitive advantage for a for-profit company to act in a socially responsible manner. But so what does that actually mean in practice? And so for us, it's pretty simple. It's really just being very thoughtful about all our stakeholders. So for us, it's our customers, it's our employees, it's the broader communities that we touch around the world, and it's the environment. But at the end of the day, being a good company for us really starts by treating our customers well and selling a product that normally costs $500 or more for $95. And so we were inspired to start the company because we thought it was absolutely ridiculous how expensive glasses were. And my last pair of glasses cost more than a new iPad. And this is technology that was invented over 700 years ago. And there's really been little innovation since then. And it just didn't make any sense to us why glasses were so expensive. And so we started looking into it and found that there was no good reason, that the only reason why glasses are so expensive today is because the entire eyewear industry is controlled by a handful of companies that mark glasses up an exorbitant amount at the expense of consumers. And so there's one company called Luxottica that most consumers have never heard of, that over the years they've acquired essentially every independent eyewear company. So they own Oakley, Ray-Ban, Oliver Peoples, Persol, Arnett, and a bunch of other eyewear-only brands. Then they license all the eyewear rights to most major fashion houses like Versace, Chanel, Prada, Dolce & Gabbana. And then they're fully vertically integrated. They own LensCrafters, Pearl Vision, Sunglass Hut, Target Optical, Sears Optical, and they also own iMed, which is the second largest vision insurance plan in the US. And so they've just done an amazing job of creating this illusion of choice. So consumers walk into an optical shop, they see 40 to 50 different brands of glasses, they don't realize that all those brands are probably owned by the same company. All those glasses were probably produced in the same factory, and it's the same company that also owns that optical shop and probably also owns the vision insurance plan that they're using. And it's the same thing on the lens side. There are a couple companies that control the entire supply chain, and as a result, these guys are literally marking glasses up between 10 and 20 times what they cost to manufacture. And so we said, well, what if we could create a business model where we're literally taking billions of dollars worth of profits from these multinational corporations and putting it in the pockets of consumers? And so what allows us to do that is the fact that we created our own brand and we operate outside of the construct that these multinational corporations have created. And so we do all the design in-house. We source the same high quality materials that these guys are using in glasses that cost several $100s, custom acetates, 5-barrel hinges, Teflon coated screws, premium polycarbonate lenses, and polarized sun lenses. And we sell them direct to consumers online through our website for $95, again, a fraction of the price of what you would pay for a comparable quality product. And we found that consumers actually hated the bricks and mortar shopping experience of buying glasses too, walking into an optical shop and having all the glasses behind glass doors and being upsold by salespeople on lenses and coatings that they didn't really understand. And so we wanted to try to create the best possible shopping experience for our customers and really try to treat our customers as best as we could. And so we offer free shipping, free returns for any reason, and we offer a couple free ways that customers can try on the glasses before they have to make a purchase. So we license the best-in-class facial recognition technology, and so you can upload a photo of yourself and virtually try the glasses on before you have to make a purchase. And going even beyond that, we introduced the first of its kind home try-on program, where we'll send you for free 5 frames in the mail without prescription lenses. You can try the glasses on in your own home. You can get feedback from your friends and family, the people whose opinions you care about most. We include a free return shipping label. So then you can send the glasses back to us along with your prescription, and we'll go ahead and make you a custom pair. But you really have no obligation to buy. And going beyond that, we've invested really heavily in our customer service team. And so we do all the customer service in-house from our office in Manhattan and have been able to attract really dynamic employees, graduates from top universities that would never work in a typical call center environment to interact with our customers on a daily basis and really help solve their problems. And that same attitude extends to all our stakeholders. And so as an organization, we really think a lot about our impact on the environment, and we're one of the only fashion brands that's 100% carbon neutral, and that's something that's really important to us. And it extends into the organization that we're trying to build, and we really feel that we're responsible for each and every one of our employees' personal and professional development. And so when we moved into our new office in Soho a few weeks ago, the first thing that we did was knock down every wall in the office. And we don't have any cubicles. We all sit at the same desks. And we really tried to foster a really transparent and collaborative work environment. And so we have weekly meetings where we tell everyone in the organization exactly what's going on, even very sensitive materials, our financials, if there are any legal issues, whatever it may be. And we're big believers in feedback. And so we have monthly informal feedback sessions with every employee. We have quarterly 360-degree reviews, and have really just tried to create an environment where dynamic employees can flourish. But going beyond kind of what we touch and feel on a daily basis, there's a massive problem out there. There's 1 billion people in the world that don't have access to affordable eyewear. And to us, it's unfathomable that this is technology that's been around for 700 years, and it's something that we take for granted in our daily lives. But 15% of the world's population effectively can't work or learn because they can't see. And the cost of vision loss on the global economy is $3 trillion. That's trillion with a T. And virtually all of this burden falls on people in the developing world. And what most people don't realize is that giving someone a pair of glasses, it's such a simple solution, such an easy thing to do. But it's actually also one of the most effective poverty alleviation tools in the world. So they've done studies where giving someone a pair of glasses can increase their income on average by 20%. And so that's effectively adding a day of work to every week. And beyond that, it just allows people to live normal lives and enjoy the world in the way that we all do on a daily basis. Giving someone a pair of glasses allows them to get an education, to learn. It allows them to work, to earn an income for their family and provide for their family. And more than that, it just gives them the dignity to know that they can see the world around them as well as everyone else can. And so when we were conceptualizing the idea for Warby Parker, we wanted to do something to address this massive problem. And so we came up with the concept of buy a pair, give a pair, where for every pair of glasses we sell, we distribute a pair of glasses to someone in need. And we wanted to do so in a really thoughtful and responsible way. Sometimes good intentions can have unintended consequences, and we wanted to make sure that the recipients of our glasses that we weren't creating a culture of dependency, and we were creating a really sustainable solution. And so we've partnered with leading organizations like Vision Spring, which is a nonprofit that my co-founder Neil used to run. And what they do is they actually train low-income men and women all over the world to become entrepreneurs themselves and sell affordable eyeglasses into their own communities. And so the first thing that they do is go out into the communities and provide free vision screenings to people that don't have access to eye doctors. And then they sell them subsidized eyeglasses, which really creates a market-based solution. It's a sustainable solution that benefits the recipients of the glasses, the Vision Spring entrepreneurs, and the community at large. And so I just wanted to tell a quick story about a couple folks that I met when I was in India a few weeks ago, and I went out with a bunch of Vision Spring entrepreneurs into these communities to meet some of the folks that were receiving glasses through Vision Spring. And here you see Toti and Om Prakash. They're two brothers, and they've grown up and they've done everything together their entire lives, and they started a farming business together. And as they started getting older, they started losing their eyesight. And just a couple years ago, they lost an entire harvest because they couldn't see the tiny little bugs that were destroying their crops. And so they've been farming their entire lives, and this was an entirely preventable problem by just giving them a pair of glasses. And they have 15 kids and grandkids that they support, and you can only imagine the devastating impact of losing an entire harvest had on their family and their just ability to live. And so it was amazing to see when Vision Spring got them glasses. They just couldn't wipe their smiles off their faces the entire time we were talking to them. And probably as important to be able to prevent this crop damage, Toti's favorite thing to do in the world was read to his kids and his grandkids. And so he lost the ability to do that. And so it was just really powerful to see by putting a pair of glasses on him and having all these kids crowd around. And it was just an incredibly powerful moment for me. And to date, in the year and a half since we founded Warby Parker, we've been able to distribute well over 75,000 glasses to people just like Toti. And our consumers really love the idea that the impact of each and every one of their purchases is very tangible, and they can understand the impact of each one of their purchases. But we think that this buy a pair, give a pair program is really just a starting point. And so we're always thinking about how we can use our organization to be a vehicle to create positive change. And so last October, we partnered with the Susan G. Komen for the Cure and came out with a limited edition pink frame where $50 of every sale went to breast cancer research. And earlier this year, we partnered with Invisible Children on a co-branded sunglass frame where $30 of every sale went to rehabilitate childhood soldiers in Africa. And we're always just thinking about how else can we leverage this company that we started to create positive change in the world. But at the end of the day, it comes back to the fact that we're a for-profit company. And is this actually good for business? And looking at our customer data, the answer is overwhelmingly yes. And so we recently did a survey and found that our Net Promoter Score, which is a measure of customer satisfaction and how likely our customers are to refer what we're doing to other people, our score was an 87, which is higher than Zappos and Apple and every other company that has a really passionate and engaged customer base. And so by being socially responsible, we're able to create a really a really engaged and loyal customer base, and we found that over 50% of our new customers are referred directly from our other customers. And so just being transparent and authentic with our customers is actually just great for business, and it is a true competitive advantage for us. And in the spirit of being really transparent, we recently became certified as a B Corporation. And this is a new type of entity that was started by some former entrepreneurs. They created a nonprofit called B Labs. And what they do is they actually certify organizations like ours. We have to go through a pretty rigorous test to analyze the impact that we have on all the stakeholders that we just walked through. And going beyond that, it's actually a new corporate entity for us, and it allows us as operators and owners of our company to legally be responsible for all stakeholders that we touch, and not just focus on our shareholders like a typical C corporation. And this is a really powerful movement that's gaining a lot of momentum, and there are more and more states that are starting to recognize B corporations as separate entities, and some states and cities are actually providing tax benefits for B corporations. And so we're really excited to be part of this. And at the end of the day, it comes back to the fact that we are a for-profit, and so what does it mean to incorporate a really strong social mission in everything that we do? It was really important to us as founders from day one, just because we think it's the right thing to do, and we want our organization to treat the world as we would as individuals. But it also allows us to really attract the best and the most loyal customers and employees. And at the end of the day, it's just a fun story to tell. So that's Warby Parker.